Action.
Shh. I just want to show everyone our cups first.
Aren't they fun?
Look at this. Squad goals with our Golden Girls. I mean, it represents us well.
These are so big.
They are, but that's okay.
Not the first time that's come out of my mouth.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. I feel like we do have to put like a disclaimer maybe on our videos of like, or maybe we need to like figure it out because it's like I know me. I have a potty mouth like a fucking sailor. So I'm like, either I need to learn how not to cuss or
That's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
let's be.
Here's our disclaimer.
Yeah. This is not
Please don't be offended at the words that come out of our mouths. We're just as surprised as you guys are.
Perfectly said. Couldn't have said it better myself if we're being quite honest. Yeah. I blame that on the military though, because when I started.
Me too.
Yeah. When I started the military, I was the type of kid that would get lemon juice in their mouth, hot sauce, dial soap. I feel like it's controversial because you know my rule with my kids. Like they can cuss inside my house because to me, cuss words are just words. It's a way to express yourself. Obviously, the outside world doesn't see that. So when they step outside the door, it's like, you can't cuss. We don't cuss at anybody.
We're going to pretend like we're well behaved.
Yeah, we're going to pretend like, yeah, no, absolutely. Like, we're going to pretend like that we have morals and codes. And we do. It's just like at school, you know, it's being respectful of like, you know, maybe you don't like to cuss. So in my house, we cuss. But outside of it, and when I say we cuss, we're not saying like, fuck you to each other.
Right.
That's like, you know, if they hit their foot, they can say shit. Like, that's okay. I know. And James will.
He will.
Yeah, because he'll say shit while kicking a fucking whatever hurt him. So.
Right.
But I know it's controversial stepping outside of that because, like, even my mom, she's like, what? They're no. You know, so around grandma.
She yelled at you last night.
Yeah. Well, that was, okay, my mom does not
Cursing.
care. I think she did that because you were there. I really do. Because she does not care.
Oh, she's censoring me. She's filtering it out for my little virgin ears.
Yeah, absolutely. She said, Alex must protect at all costs. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, my gosh.
But my little sister did the same thing, except I was like 16 and mad at my mom at the time. Mm-hmm. And we had went back to bed.
This is a two-hand mug. Oh. I'm so scared. This is so big.
It is. That's what she said. But I was 16, went to bed, and I was pissed at my mom. I was like, why is she such a bitch? And my sister was laying there like this in bed. She gets up. And she walks out and I'm like, Shayna, where are you going? Shayna, what are you doing? She goes out to my mom. She goes, Mom, Cheyenne called you a bitch. And then like, Lord, if that was not my like childhood growing up, Shayna just like silently getting up out of her bed, walking over to my
like
mom and
telling, just sitting upright.
That's how I remember it. She'll probably be like, I was not. No, bitch,
she
you were.
She cried it out of me. I didn't even want to tell her.
No, because you know it was our conviction. Like, because you know we were Bible thumpers back then, and it was her conviction that she had to go tell mom because Jesus just wouldn't like this. Jesus would have called her a bitch too.
And now look at her.
Gay. Just kidding. Okay.
Should we introduce ourselves?
We probably should because I feel like we're making a joke about gay people and we probably should.
It's okay. We're gay. Wait, sorry. That doesn't make it okay necessarily.
Well, we say it in love.
Right.
Because I feel like this podcast is definitely going to be a lot of hard stuff, but we like to bring humor to the hard. So we may have a lot of controversial opinions about things or just a well-rounded view where maybe some viewers are like, what the fuck? Because honestly, sometimes we're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Sometimes like I said, sometimes I'm just as shocked about what comes out of my mouth as the people around me.
Absolutely. So I feel like that's why, yeah. I don't know how else to say that. Like, we apologize. We don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings. If we take a serious topic that you would take very seriously and not joke about, we may joke about it. And if that hurts your feelings, sorry ahead of time. It's not our intention. We just deal with trauma, with bad things, with humor, quite fucking honestly. We're both in the EMS career field. Alex is a paramedic. I'm an EMT and a firefighter. Paragod to you, bitch. But we just know your place. I mean, if we don't have humor though.
Yeah, no, it can get very dark very quick.
It swallows you for sure. So, man, we, in fact, our first day working together.
We need a code name. Abigail. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, Abigail.
So there we were. We dropped off a patient for it was just like a discharge. Like we took them home.
It was a nursing home.
Yeah, and we were like cleaning the stretcher, and it was like during COVID time, so we had like the COVID fogger, and it was just like a seltzer bottle that you like pump up and you spray
it's like
it.
the oven sprayer. Have you ever had one of those? It's a pressure sprayer, and then you can like spritz your oven to clean it. That's what it is in a sense.
Yeah,
it's just
but it had like a little latch on it, and what did we say?
Latch
Abigail?
would get Abigail, the latch would get stuck.
Abigail was like spraying the stretcher off, and the latch got stuck, and so she's like spraying the entire ambulance, like spinning in a circle, like it won't stop, it won't stop.
Mind you, this is chemicals. Like
it's just she's spraying cleaning chemicals in our faces, like spraying it around the ambulance.
This is my first day on the job,
and I said, "Wow, Abigail, it must be hard being that stupid." And everything stopped, just dead silent. And she looks at me, she goes, "Don't you ever fucking call me stupid ever again." I said, "Oh.
I should not be laughing at this."
and then I like turned to Cheyenne and I said, "So you want to drive the ambulance back? I'll right up front."
I don't know if you remember. I think my face was just like this, like
you were
like
so
I was
scared.
Brand new. I didn't know Alex. I didn't know Abigail. And at the time I was like, what the fuck is happening? Because I even knew though it clicked. Like I hadn't even worked there.
Well, it's not that hard. It's just a little plastic switch. You just pull it back. And
I just think that she had it for that day, to be honest. I feel like it wasn't
she was
even
riding
you.
With me, so
it was a compile. Well, that's true. I mean, honestly, I don't know. Just kidding.
But from that moment, we became like best friends.
Yeah, quite honestly. Yeah, it was fun. I mean, I can vibe with a person who can take shitty situations and like just cut through them with humor and grace. And like, I like to complain. You like to complain. But we like to like, and it's not even like, I think people take my complaining seriously. I love what I do, but I'm going to complain about it.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, everyone who knows me knows, but and I've thought about like, should I change that about myself? But at the same time,
no, it's what makes you you.
It's what makes me me.
If you stopped complaining, I would worry that there's something wrong with you.
That's true. I am a complainer, but I'm also like resilient. I'll get through it. I'll complain the whole time, but we'll get through it.
Yeah,
we're not gonna quit. That's for fucking sure. Yeah, and we always can laugh about it.
Like that day sucked. I don't really remember what all was happening that day, but I do remember like it was a shit day.
I brain dump almost everything.
I was like, welcome to unnamed company.
Yeah.
We need to come up with a code name for that one too.
Yeah, they're not ready for that one.
That's got to be 9 whole episodes worth. It's a
getting
lot
to bam.
A lot, yeah, right. Same, quirky. A lot to unpack there.
Absolutely. Okay. Is there anything else you want to add about yourself?
Oh yeah, we didn't even introduce ourselves. Hi, my name is Alex.
Hi, my name is Cheyenne. We have ADHD.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much all there is.
Yeah, I mean,
she mentioned we both work in EMS.
Yeah,
I'm a paramedic. She's an EMT.
Also a firefighter.
I learned how to dig a line in the dirt one time, and so I got a card for it.
That wildland firefighting.
Yeah, that has since expired. So
you can go get your research.
No, that's okay actually.
Okay,
I'm quite all right.
You didn't
it was
that?
No, it was like 110 degrees the day that I did it. And so they made us dig line for probably a whole hour, and then they're like, fire's coming, get in your shelter. And so
Did you ever get a contract? Did you? Oh wait,
Kinda.
you drove out there, yeah.
Yeah, I got all the way through Wyoming. So like I went all the way through Nebraska, all the way through Wyoming, and then I got a phone call. Hey, big storm came through and put out the fires, so you can go ahead and go back home. And I'm like, well, no, I already have a hotel in Salt Lake City. I am making a road trip out of this. So
isn't that kind of like ironic how bad things happen? That's why we exist. That's why our careers exist. But it is kind of like one of those things that we get a little like
you get like bummed.
Yeah, you're
because,
like, man, I made preparations. I prepared for this.
Right, and like it's kind of a weird mindset that I've noticed. I think it comes from like we've spent so much time preparing ourselves for it that we want an opportunity to like use that training.
Absolutely, like we don't want the bad thing to happen.
Right,
we know it's going to happen though, so it's like maybe have it happen in our area. Like
right.
I don't know. On the way here, actually, by the way,
gosh.
Sorry. On the way here, there was actually a wildland fire, and I was like drove up to it, and then I saw the sign. It was like burning in progress. Please do not call. Like, please do not call it in.
That was nice of them to put a sign out.
It was because my ass almost drove down that road saw the flames and I was going to be like, 911, what's your emergency? I am currently stomping out fire.
I have the shovel out of the back of my car. I'm tamping it. I'm
Putting
digging.
on my wildland uniform.
Your greens and
Shayna,
yellows.
you just bring this shit with you everywhere? Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah.
You never know when and where an emergency
me.
will
I can't go to
happen.
gas stations anymore.
Oh, that's right. Tell that story.
Which one?
Oh, that's true. Tell the one with
The dead guy, the seizure, the assault. Like which one are we talking?
Well, I guess the CPR. Well, I mean, I didn't even.
Okay,
I
well,
don't
so-
know if I've heard about the assault. Have I heard about the assault?
It wasn't anything crazy. Like
Mm.
this guy just like he pretty much just walked in, and he was like covered in blood.
Who were you with that day? Was it?
It was by myself.
Oh,
Yeah, that one wasn't anything. Like it was like I'm off. I'm off
Yeah.
duty. This guy is obviously fine. He's walking, but I'm just like finding it ironic that, of course, is following me around. Like I'm convinced that I can't go to gas stations.
well, you can't go anywhere. You went
Well,
on
I
a
can't
cruise,
go-
and we
I
thought you
went
were
on the
going to be.
I went on the cruise and they carried a body in front of me. I can't
Yeah.
go anywhere.
Yeah, honestly, we kind of joke. Alex is a black cloud, and wherever he goes, work goes. So
That's true.
that's true.
My first
Now,
two.
me on the other hand, as soon as I leave town, that's when a good call happens.
That's true.
It's like, no shit, get your fucking
Well,
hands dirty.
Recently, oh god, knock on wood. Recently at work, I have been a little princess and like not even leaving the hospital
Little
on a call.
princess.
Yeah, and so we'll see. I just jinxed myself,
He
but
did. You know, this isn't bad for cold brew.
yeah, especially like pre-bottled cold brew. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you not like cold brew usually?
No, I do. I literally told you that I have like a jar that I got from Amazon that I make my own. Like a gallon.
Oh, you're
of
saying like
cold
not
brew
bad
at
for
time.
like pre-bottled.
Yeah, for
Okay.
pre-bottled cold brew. Yeah. I like my iced coffee.
Yeah, yeah. Even though I just realized that we never put ice in here, it's already cold.
It's cold,
though,
and
so
I feel like this insulates really well.
It does.
actually does. Like,
it does. We're gonna have to get more fun mugs.
Yeah, we are. Love it.
I think we could do like a fun mug of the month.
We should have done a
Perchance.
heart mug then.
Oh, we
do-
should have.
That's okay. We can do like an Easter mug next.
Or a leprechaun mug.
Oh yeah,
Isn't
that too.
March?
March is also
don't know my holidays.
James's birthday.
We could do a James mug.
He'll be 7 years old. How fun would that be if we just got a
old.
picture of him on a mug?
That'd be funny.
It would be. I'd have at least 4 months catered to my children, though. That might
That's
be
a
little
lot of
bit- Yeah,
months.
that's a lot of months.
Yeah, pretty
That's
soon it's
fine.
gonna be all 12 months.
Yeah, because then we'd have to do your nieces.
Oh no, I'm just talking about all the kids that you're gonna keep pooping out.
That's true. And mind you, since I never got to, I'm a mom of 5. I have a 2-month-old at home. So
5?
4. I always say, okay.
I was like, hey God.
Growing up, my
What am I
mom had
missing?
5 kids.
Okay.
And so her email was mom of 5. So anytime I say mom of, I always think of 5 because that was my mom's email for 18 years.
I thought I was just the worst friend in the whole world. I
Nope.
was like,
I mean, I
James,
did
Lana,
like,
Roman,
trigger
Saul,
warning.
what
I
in the
did
world?
have a miscarriage my first baby, like
Oh.
ever.
I don't think
you
ever,
knew that.
Yeah, I don't think you ever told me that.
I did. I had a miscarriage. It was when I was stationed at Malmstrom, my very first pregnancy, my very first baby. Is actually, honestly, it's how ironic because I would have actually found out 8 years ago this week that I was pregnant. And then it could have been today. And then on February 14th, I miscarried.
Oh,
Yeah. And it was right after I had told my family, like we told his family, we told my family, we were going up to Billings, Montana to celebrate Valentine's Day. And we were sitting in a little cafe. We had gone across the street to do some thrifting. And that's when I started to miscarry.
happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah. No, for real. Which is like, I can talk about it. Obviously, we said.
We're going to joke about trauma.
Yeah. At the time, though, I couldn't. I remember one of my best friends, one of her like April Fool's jokes was like, I'm pregnant and not anymore. That first year, I was like, I can't joke about this. Like, I got so mad at her. I was like, you can't joke about this. And don't get me wrong. Like, it is really hard. And I don't think, some, like, I don't know. It's my trauma, though. And now I can look back at it and I can be like, what a fucking thing. Like, Valentine's Day. Like, that was a fucked up day. But anyway, so I don't have 5 kids, but I do have 4. But my mom had 5, and
Your
she
mom
had
had 5.
mom of 5 at Juno.com. Do you remember Juno?
No.
Yeah, that's how old she was.
But everybody email Shina's mom.
Please do, because, well, that's a different story for a different day.
That's a different story for a
And
different day.
I'm not ready to, we're not
Okay.
going to go there yet.
Next time. Stay tuned for the next
Stay
episode.
tuned. Yeah, because that one's a juicy story. So, speaking of juicy, let's talk about like marriage and dating. I'm married, have been for 8 years. What about you, Alex?
I'm married, have been for 8 years also. No.
Liar.
I am currently dating. I have a boyfriend named Christian.
He's a cutie.
He's a cutie.
He's a cutie. We like Christian.
We do like Christian. It's still pretty new, so like I'm cautious bringing him around Cheyenne because she's scary. So
Barry, can you tell from this podcast alone?
He hid in the bathroom the first time he met Kim. So
That's funny as hell. We love Christian. He's a little shy boy.
yeah, but he's fun.
We are loud.
Yeah.
We're big personalities though.
We
so
are.
I
He doesn't like
get
loud
it.
noises, and so like he sees
Roman?
the two of us get. He sees the two of us come together. He's like, okay, hang on.
Like he's
Let
like
me
got
take
to
a
prep
Xanax for
himself.
this.
He's got to prepare. He did really good last night though.
He did, yeah.
So I think we need to preface this by also saying that Alex and I both have ADHD. And why that's ironically funny is because Alex and I have tried to start multiple things. we are the queens of starting things.
We're
and
the
then,
queens of starting them, but not actually ever doing them.
yeah, we tried a sticker company.
We bought a Cricut, a printer, all sorts of different papers.
Yep.
I did hours
We printed
of
a
research.
page of stickers and then we called it a day.
It was. I still have it on my water bottle. I said, "Wow, this is really fun. Let's never do this again."
Honestly, though, I just don't think it was for us. It's
It
a
would have
lot
been
of work.
fun.
It would have been. I mean, I don't know.
Drawing the stickers was a lot of fun. Also,
I just kind of learned
They
I'm
were
not
cute.
like creative in that way.
Okay, same. I'm not creative in like any way. So
Well, that's valid. You know who's gonna listen in on this though? Like our moms. They're gonna be like, "We're so proud of you, sweetie."
I'll let my mom. How about at 10,000 subscribers on YouTube? I'll tell my mom about it.
Oh, that's right. But my mom will know right away.
Yeah.
She already knows. Although I put it in our group chat, I was like, so the group chat of my family is potential organ donors.
Oh, right.
Right. And I put in there, I said, hey, I'm starting a podcast. Would really love your guys' support. And I'd eventually love them to come on and tell their stories. Because I think we've talked about this, like our podcast, we kind of want to share stories about regular day people who have really unique stories to
Right.
share. They just don't get told, which is
Right.
why we've kind of chosen the name Silent Stories. I know a lot of people in my life have very unique things that have happened to them, good and bad. And I think it's a good place to kind of come in and share the stories that are out there.
Right.
But anyway, so I put that in there and my mom was like, I don't remember you telling us that you're doing a podcast. So and then I go in my, chats and I like pin it so she can see it because I'm petty. But yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I guess we should talk about like what our intentions are here because
Yeah.
you kind of touched on it, but like interviewing people that you're saying like kind of have unique stories that don't get to be heard all that often, but also just kind of like talking about some of those heavier subjects, but trying to make them more digestible and easier to get through.
Yeah, I also
and
think
starting the hard conversations that people don't like talking about.
right. Also, just or like the controversial, like, I don't know if we want to talk, like, the things like, yesterday was a Super Bowl and everyone freaked out about Travis Kelce yelling in his coach's face, and everyone had a different opinion on that. And it'd be fun to kind of come in and like have those conversations about our thoughts and feelings. And mind you, our thoughts and feelings are just our own. They aren't a part of any organizations that we're a part of. They're just two friends having conversation.
Mine do represent the views of my employer.
Oh.
They don't actually. Please don't
was about to
anybody
say-
ever believe that.
Control-Alt-Delete that comment.
Yeah, just cut that one out.
But, and to me, I think anyone who's played sports, it's very clear that he's just passionate. It's also not the first time he's done that this season of like getting, if you watch the whole, it wasn't just him yelling. There were players yelling at different players, getting in each other's face, walking away from each other. It just happened to be that Travis Kelce is so well known right now because he's dating the biggest pop star that people are like honed in on him and they're just ready for him to make a mistake. And I just think that our kind of day and age culture, people are just ready for people to make mistakes.
Yeah.
So it's just talking about stuff like that and touching on it and kind of giving our perspective. I like to think that I'm smart.
You're entitled to your own opinions.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm joking.
But no, can I share why we, so we had said that Alex and I have been trying to figure out something to do for the last, I'd say, year.
Yeah. A
We
while.
kind of had this mindset of.
You went through an entire bad relationship for me. So
Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of funny. That's
while
ironic.
we've been trying to figure out a business.
Iconic. Well, because we just kind of sat down and we said, why can't we do it?
Right.
Why can't we be successful, for one? Why can't we do something that other people have done? I think of like people like Bunny, Jelly Roll's wife, Leo Skeppy. Like they've started podcasts, they've started businesses from nothing. They were nobody. They were like, no one knew about them. I want to say they were nobody, but nobody knew about them.
Right.
And they built like an empire. And honestly, I just was like, why can't I? Why can't we? Like, we want to, there's a passion there. And honestly, to the people listening to this, why can't you? Like, whatever you want to do, go do it. And I know as kids, we heard that.
It's
and
so
we were
much
just,
harder to believe it as adults.
Right. And I think as kids, we were like, what? Duh. Why can't I go do it? Like, the sky's the limit. And then as adults, you kind of realize all those constraints that people might think you're stupid. I think
Right.
that's a big one for us is like, we're starting this. And I'm sure there's haters out there that are like, great.
Already. Yeah.
Like them talking, we don't need their opinion. Like, you know.
Who asked for this?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But there's always going to be a hater.
Well, kind of like what you're talking about though, of like, it's so hard to believe that you can do anything as an adult. Like yesterday I FaceTimed you once I got the studio all finished up, like getting the curtains hung up and everything. I was like, I took a step back. I'm like, oh my gosh,
We're doing
this
the
is
damn thing.
real. This is real.
Yeah.
Like it looks like a studio.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of odd to see that and like to actually believe like, oh, this is actually happening and I'm actually doing it and it looks real. So I don't know. It's kind
We
of
have
neat.
to pat ourselves on the back for that one because, it took us a while to get here. We didn't know the vision. But then someone reached out to me. So it's actually been a year ago. I posted a very important TikTok in my life that touched on something pretty hard. And I'm not going to share it today. That'll be on a later date with lots of trigger warnings because that story is a trigger warning in itself. But I had a person reach out to me that's close in my life. And she just was like, thank you for sharing that story. I was able to have a conversation of my own because of it. And then just was like, hey, you should start a podcast. And it just kind of clicked for me. Like, we've been talking about it for a while. And I was like, fuck it. Why are we just sitting on this? Let's just fucking do it. If one person listens and they're like, hey, this is awesome. Cool. That I'm sold.
Yeah.
Done. Like, I'm good with it. If we just sit here and we talk to ourselves for an entire year and make no leeway, also cool. Like,
I mean, we talk regardless, so might as well record it.
We might as well, because honestly, like I said, some of the shit we say
Some of the stuff that comes out of our mouths.
surprise us, surprises our husbands, surprises our boyfriends. Your boyfriend.
You have a husband and a boyfriend?
How'd you know?
Oh, is it me? Am I the other man?
Duh. Literally.
All those nights in the back of the ambulance.
But anyway, so that's our why and what we're going to be about. Our first podcast, honestly, is just going to be really random and sporadic, but we definitely plan on doing interviews and making our content a little bit more like constructed of like, you know, I think always starting off will be random as hell.
Yeah.
We really want to try and if people could send me like questions or comments or whatever that they would like, just random mind bubbles that they have and send it to our link in.
We would love to talk about them.
Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. You can't send me one thing and I won't talk. Like, I'll talk about everything.
That link for that is going to be in a link tree that's on the top of our Instagram page as well as on all of our socials in the bio.
Absolutely. Yep. And we have a TikTok.
We
The
do have
name
a
of it
TikTok.
right now, I can't change it for 30 days because we originally started with a different name. And then we realized that someone else has a very successful podcast with that same name. Good, like happy for her. We realized that walking through
Best Buy. We were in the middle of
Yep.
Best Buy. I'm like, have you looked to see if this name is taken? And so then we
And
found
I did.
it.
I really thought I did, but I didn't look on Spotify under podcasts.
Oh, yeah.
So, which was smart. That was smart on Alex's. But yeah, look at you. Because I like just typed it into Google.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a Google queen. I know people
But-
are like, don't Google. That's not good information.
Yeah.
I mean,
All of our socials are going to be in that link tree as well. So, and as we add more socials, they'll all be put into that link tree.
yeah. And the more that we do. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't
I think this is about it for the intro episode.
What an intro, to be honest.
What an intro.
Because we really dived in there.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited. Okay.
Okay. feel like we should have an outro.
Good night. Sleep tight.
Good night, sleep tight, and don't let Cheyenne bite too hard.
Yeah, we'll do.